break the trophy?
Something happened to it. The ball came off the top of it. Not really sure what happened there, but yeah, potentially. Hopefully someone can glue it back together.
Steve, was that a performance this week and this series that ticked most boxes for you guys as a team?
Yeah, I thought we played some really good cricket. Obviously, first Test match, no one below the top 5 got a bat, so it means you're doing something right. And then this game, 2 big hundreds in the top 5 as well. So that's what we're about. That's the way we're trying to play our cricket. And yeah, fortunately we're getting some big runs and giving our bowlers something to bowl at, and they're doing a tremendous job. Out here I thought the guys were great. We've never lost a pink ball game. We know how to play them, and we did that again this week. I thought the guys were sensational.
Steve, you've completely dominated this, but in 6 days' time you've got South Africa, who are obviously a step up. Are there any concerns that a fairly uncompetitive series like this one won't be enough to push you through the step up with the South Africans?
No, I don't think there's any concerns. Probably not ideal that a few of our batters, from 6 onwards, haven't had a great deal of time in the middle. That's probably the only real concern, if you want to call it that. But they're also spending a lot of time in the nets batting and batting well. So I think it's been a good series for us. We've played good cricket, and hopefully we can take that into South Africa. I think, as you said, I think it's a big step up. They've got a quality pace attack, some experience there, and yeah, makes for a good series. All the boys are really excited for it.
Steve, you've seen a lot of David Warner over the years. Can you make out or does he need to score runs for you to know that he's batting well or not? Like, how do you look at his batting, the way he's gone in the series and where it is?
No, I don't think so. I think for me, it's in his body language, the way he goes out and is really positive and just in a good frame of mind. And I've watched him in the nets. He's in a good frame of mind. I thought particularly yesterday when he went out to bat, you could see he was in a really good frame of mind. The way his feet were moving, he was really sharp, and he's batting well. So yeah, no real concerns there.
Steve, in terms of Dave more broadly, how important over the last 10 years has it been to have someone at the top who bats like him? And obviously, given he's not going to be around forever, but in terms of the balance of the side, would you like to see, even if we look past Dave Warner, that it's that sort of opener, the guy who sets the tone for him?
Yeah, potentially, but you can't just tell people to go play a certain way. Davey's a once in a generational player. He's arguably the best ever opener for Australia, and the way he's able to put pressure on bowlers from the outset helps everyone down the order as well. So he's been an incredible player for a long period of time. His record suggests that, and there's no reason why he can't have a big series for us this week coming up as well. As I said before, he's batting nicely, so fingers crossed he can have a bit of luck. He hasn't had a great deal of luck lately either. Seems like every time he gets an inside edge, it goes onto the stumps. And sometimes in this game, well, a lot of the time when you're scoring runs, you need some luck. So hopefully that turns for him.
And just one on South Africa. A lot of water under the bridge since you've played the last. Are you looking forward to it just being played in a really good spirit, purely as a cricket contest, and that's kind of what the attention is?
Yeah, I think the cricket we've played over the last 4.5 years, we've played in the right way. We've been hard and played in the right spirit. So for us, nothing changes. We're just going to continue to go about our business and hopefully continue playing really good, entertaining cricket.
Steve, you've had a pretty close look at a lot of those 450 wickets that Nathan Lyon's taken. How do you think he's travelling at the moment, and how important was he going to be in the next 8 months, whatever it is you've got ahead of you?
Look, he's been an amazing player for a long period of time. I think the way he's bowling at the moment, he's getting some lovely shape. He's changing a few things up. A few of his wickets, he got De Silva, I think, LBW with a side spinning ball, which is one he's been really working on, that hit the seam and spun quite sharply and doesn't bounce quite as much as probably why it hit the stumps. But, he's still learning and getting better, and that's what you want from someone that's played 100 tests, and it sets the standard for everyone else. You can't just keep going on and doing the same thing over and over again. You've got to continue to get better and evolve, and Nathan's certainly doing that. And he loves bowling out here at Adelaide. I think I said just before to a few of the guys, it's a great surface. It offers something for everyone. There's a bit of seam there. It swings a bit. If you bat well and apply yourself, you can score runs, and obviously there's some good spin as well. So it's a great wicket, and Nathan certainly, his record suggests, I think he's taken the most wickets here in the history of Australian cricket. So he's bowling really well, and he's important for us, obviously, in the series against South Africa.
Steve, I just want to, as captain of this test, how did you feel about the drama that sort of unfolded the day before the test with Dave Warner's leadership ban? And I know your ban was different and was served a few years ago, but do you sympathise with his frustrations, the fact that he's got this ongoing ban?
Yeah, look, I think someone's phone's ringing. It stopped. I think from my point of view, banning someone for life from a leadership is just fundamentally wrong. David served his time like I did, and for us, we know he's a leader around the group, and on and off the field, he's doing a tremendous job. And I think, it's been a difficult one for him. It's been a difficult week, and David said himself, he's done and dusted. He wants to move on and get on with it. So he's got our full support, and hopefully he can have a really big series for us against South Africa with a bat.
Is the team disappointed that this process was dragged out through the World Cup and the Test series? Has it been a distraction at all?
I'd say it's probably been more of a distraction for Davey, no doubt, going through that sort of himself. But he's like I said, he's got the full support of everyone in the group. He's been amazing for a while now, and he's a leader, like I said, on and off the field. So I guess that's all I can say.
Does it confuse you, or do you find it strange that it hasn't just been a straightforward process and it has become so convoluted?
I don't really know the ins and outs of all the codes and all that, so it's difficult for me to judge. But as I said, I think it's wrong to give someone a lifetime ban. I think that's not right.
And just one on the field, obviously Scott Boland taking 3 wickets last night. Michael Neser had a good test. I mean, if Josh Hazelwood misses Brisbane but Pat plays, in your eyes, is it as simple as Scott Boland says as a third seam, or is there a bit of discussion about that?
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's one for, I guess, for Paddy and the selectors to decide. So I think the fact that guys are coming in and doing great jobs, it's great for our stocks. They're all different. The way they go about it, I think, Boland and Ness are a little bit more skiddy and probably bring the stumps into play a little bit more than Camo and Hoff. So it's nice to have kind of different bowlers coming at you all the time. But yeah, it feels like we've got some good stocks, and obviously Lance Morris has been in the squad. Most of the guys aren't too keen on facing him in the net, so we'll get that opportunity at the Gabba on some faster wickets at training, which would be nice. But I think, our stocks are great, so it keeps things really competitive, and guys continuing to have to get better and better.
Steve, just one more on the South African series. There's a lot of talk about the fast bowlers. But at this level, when you have played a lot of test cricket, does the extra 10 yards of pace or 10 kph really matter to that extent? Does everybody's big?
I mean, it depends on the surface, depends on what your plans are, what you're trying to achieve. So, you see guys like, Michael Nesser out here bowling, late 120s, early 130s, and doing a job. So, it depends. Everyone's different the way they go about things. Sometimes on those flatter surfaces, you might need a bit more airspeed. So, I think we've got plenty of options in our, cartel at the moment to be able to pick the bowlers for those circumstances.
No, sorry, I meant it more from a batting perspective. Like when you're batting against pace, like when you go from a West Indies pace attack to a South African pace attack, does it take longer to adjust, or you've done it so often it's not that?
No, I don't think so. I think, you just play what's in front of you. Sometimes when you're facing faster bowlers, it can be easier to score and things like that than if you're facing someone bowling 130, nibbling them around. I think that's the key to sort of, any attack is having that kind of variety. So you're never getting into a real rhythm, I suppose, as a batter, I think. I think South Africa provide that. They've got Nortje bowling 150, Rabada 140 to 150, bowling slightly different, and then a left armour in Jansen as well, and a good spinner in Maharaj. So they're a really good attack. So it's going to be a good challenge for our batters, and hopefully we can continue the way we've started the summer.
Just back to your pace stocks, is this the best depth in fast bowling Australia have had during your career?
Look, I think over my career I've been really lucky that we've had some unbelievable fast bowlers, so it's hard to say who's better than who, and I don't really want to do that. We're really fortunate here in Australia that we can continually produce really good fast bowlers, and what we do have at the moment is some really good bowlers.
And just one on the middle order who are like 6 and 7 who haven't batted much. Alex has got a bit more experience, but just on Cam, do you have any advice for someone like Cam who's trying to just, I guess, work out how to manage himself during this period? Now he's not getting the volume of cricket he perhaps liked. I mean, do you see it as part of your role to go up and help him through this stage?
Yeah, of course, and we'll certainly be talking and trying to pass on my experience and help him get better in any way that I can and feel more comfortable at this level. We've got to remember he's still a kid, he's still young, and learning on the go, and it's a fine balance, I think, by getting too much into his head, but I think you've got to allow him to make mistakes as well and learn from them himself. I think that's how you can improve. Personally, that's how I believe you can improve your game, and he thinks a lot about the game. He's a deep thinker, and I think as an all-rounder, it's great that he's able to have an impact on the game in many different aspects, and in the field as well. We saw the catch he took at Gully, and the runs he saved at Gully since he's been fielding there has been something else. I've never seen anything like it before. So he's a valuable member of our squad, and the more and more he plays and the more experience he gets in Australia and in conditions overseas, he's just going to get better and better. So, he's an exciting prospect for us.
Steve, how excited are you to, I guess, test out the technical tweaks and changes you've made through the year? It's sort of been a long kind of story and evolution against South Africa, given that you sort of flagged quite a few months ago that you sort of had them back in.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited. South Africa's probably the one team that they've bowled pretty well to me in the past. My record's probably not quite as good as against them as some of the others, and some of the bowlers I'm going to come up against again that I've come up against previously. So I'm really looking forward to the series like everyone else, and hopefully can get into a nice groove and contribute and score some runs.
And you feel like you're going into it on your terms, like you've got your game to a place where you can go out and hunt bowling rather than feel hunted?
Yeah, no, I feel in a good place. I feel like I'm batting nicely. I feel in good rhythm, and I'm looking forward to it. I had a hit against the red ball this morning, in preparation, just changing from the pink to the red. Obviously, now that I've done batting, I'd been done batting in this game, so focus can now completely go to South Africa, and can't wait.
Last one, perhaps.
Steve, West Indies are coming back here next summer. Obviously, it's great for you guys to win so comfortably, but is it a concern at all for Test cricket and cricket globally that you're so consistently and comprehensively beating a team like that?
Look, it's I think they've got some good players. We probably got the best of the conditions as well. We won both tosses and got in front of the game pretty early on, I suppose. So we're playing here in Australia as well. We know these conditions. We've played some good cricket. So West Indies put up some good fights throughout this series. The second innings in Perth in particular, it took us a while to get through them, and they've got some players there that can play. So next summer's going to be another challenge for us.